WIBTA if I accused my mom of sabotaging my truck and forbidding her from using it? This one's kind of messy. I, 19M, have been saving for a truck for over a year now, using money from part-time jobs. I'm on the waiting list to get into the job field I actually want. I also currently still stay at home, and I've been using my mom's 56F vehicle to get back and forth to work, as she is recently retired and doesn't go out much. I saved up enough to buy a used pickup that I really wanted and that I test drove several times to make sure it was in good condition. I bought the truck, paid for several months of insurance up front, and got it registered. I drove it around for a few days and it ran fine. A few days ago, my mom asked to borrow it, saying she needed a pickup to help a friend move some things, and I agreed. All I said was that I needed the gas replaced. I was respectful and thought that was fair since I've been paying for all the gas and the maintenance on her car for the last year as part of the deal for me using it. I got the truck back that evening and it's been giving me problems since. It's been stalling on me and sometimes, most of the time, won't even crank. I asked my mom about it and she got snooty and said that she had her mechanic friend look at it, and he replaced some wires and tuned it up, but it ran fine when she parked it. That's when red flags went up. Yes, the truck had a few issues, so it probably needs a tune-up, but I changed the oil and spark plugs when I got it. I have the previous owner's maintenance receipts, and as I said, nothing was so bad on it that I could drive it for several days before I lent it to her. I should say, this is the messy part. My mom has a habit of being financially controlling, and she did not like it when I got the truck. She wanted me to buy a sedan from one of her friends, and she complained non-stop when I brought the truck home. She told me outright that it was a waste of money and I shouldn't have bought a vehicle from someone I didn't know. Examples of her being financially controlling are how she keeps track of my work hours, and on top of paying her rent that's equal to half of my pay, I also have to buy groceries for both myself and her. She also won't let me have access to the money my dad left when he died a few years ago, and constantly gripes whenever I spend money on myself, which isn't often. I've only bought some clothes and a few games for my PC over the last year because of how hard I was working to save for a vehicle. Her mechanic friend also isn't a legit mechanic. He's a guy who replaces parts for people and does oil changes out of his garage. I've noticed over the past few years that he can't really diagnose a vehicle, and he won't work on vehicles if the person who brings it in doesn't tell him exactly what they want replaced. I personally feel like she took it to him and had him do something to the truck, but I have no proof. This kind of petty isn't beyond her. She slashed a neighbor's pools once because they didn't drain them out at the end of summer and they were just breeding mosquitoes, and constantly reports minor things to the police. My aunt told me last night that if my mom and I have it out I can stay with her family, and I'm really considering accusing my mom to her face of sabotaging the truck.